Radio play, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so much shorter than me.
It's a bit unequal.
Hang on. How about that?
I guess that's it. We'll just fucking... Let's do it up.
What about cursing? What about cursing?
I'm really good at it.
Okay, we'll bleep it if we have to. A lot of people probably heard about this recently. It made a big shakeup in the national news. A woman from Kansas who was, I think, in her mid-30s or so. She was over at her boyfriend's house. She felt nature's call, goes to the bathroom, sits down on the toilet, and remained there for 2 years. 2 years. Stayed on the toilet, just didn't leave the bathroom, did not leave the toilet for 2 years. She eventually, after 2 years, her boyfriend decided something might be wrong. So he called the police, or maybe the hospital. They had to come down there, and eventually the woman had to have the toilet seat surgically removed from her ass. Her ass grew around the toilet seat, and it became a part of her. And so Jason, I guess let's start off this discussion by saying probably less than 2 years before you think you'd call the hospital if your girlfriend was in the bathroom.
For 2 years?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think you'd make the call before 2 years, maybe?
I'd break up with her before that.
You wouldn't call the hospital, like, first, before the breakup happened?
No. Like, first of all, there's no good excuse for being in the bathroom for...
A week.
A week, yeah. A few hours.
I think I can understand him being a little bit cautious about it, because maybe they hadn't been dating for long. So, like, the first night... But this was his bathroom. This wasn't her bathroom.
Really?
She was in his bathroom, attached to his toilet. And apparently she just couldn't... she just didn't want to leave the bathroom. That's the only explanation they've given.
Yeah.
Which means they had to bring her food at some point in the bathroom. And at least the best way to get her out is not feed her. And she'll have to leave the bathroom.
Because then there's no reason to sit on the toilet.
Right. Well, I don't think she had a reason to be on the toilet. I don't think she had diarrhea for 2 years, and that's why she never left.
Yeah, that would dehydrate you
Right.
after a few days. What would be the reasons for not getting up? A really long turd, a really good book,
a bad boyfriend. Although you're at his apartment.
Listen, he's not a bad boyfriend if he brings you food while you're on the can after a week.
I think he is a bad boyfriend. I think if you don't call the SWAT team to get a stranger out of your bathroom who's been there for a month,
well, she's not
you're
a
crazy.
stranger.
Regardless, I no longer know you. I'm sure he thought when he started dating her, I bet if you asked him, hey, do you think this is the kind of person who would sit on your toilet and not leave for 2 years? I bet he would have said no. So clearly he didn't know her that well.
So who's crazier? Her?
That's a good question.
Her or the boyfriend?
Yeah. I think the boyfriend, because clearly you got a mental illness if you can't leave the bathroom for 2 years. That guy supposedly is completely normal and sane, and still let this happen for 2 years.
Imagine what
world?
No, he's not insane, I think. I think he's just a really big nerd who's like, it's probably his first girlfriend, and he didn't want to lose her. He's like, okay, whatever you want. Here's your pizza pie. Can I get you a milkshake? Because he asked her too. He said, why don't you come out? Why don't you come out of the bathroom, honey? And
when do you think he stopped asking her that question?
Well,
when do you want to come on out of the bathroom?
I'd probably ask it every day, and she'd say, oh, maybe in an hour. And then a week goes by, and it's like, I'm really turded up.
Turded Up. What must that place have smelled like, dude?
Just open, because when when I sit on the toilet, like my butt cheeks kind of like
Yeah.
flare out, just to make way.
The bathroom's done, for sure. No one can ever use that bathroom again.
Well, yeah, there's no toilet seat. Do you think she flushed? She had to have flushed.
At least once. You gotta give a courtesy flush. Once every 2 years.
That's probably the only good thing for that whole 2 years. Have you ever sat on the toilet while you flushed it?
No.
It's really windy. And sometimes water will go like...
Like an impromptu free bidet, basically.
Like a mist. It's not as accurate as a bidet. It's just like, like when you're at the state fair and they have the mist tent.
Except pointed up.
Except on your butt, and
Right.
it's toilet water. With bits of feces.
I think we'll end our first show with the phrase bits of feces. So, Jason, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.